Yeah, it didn't change. We're going to have more hopeful. That's what the winner was, and then second place was playoffs, baby. So there you go. Appreciate you playing along with us. We'll do the polls each and every week. Our polls are always within reach, just like Hearthside Bank. All right, back with Josh and Chuck. When you look at how dominant Tennessee was yesterday versus a top 25 NC State team, and then you look around the SEC, I think you have to feel pretty good about where Tennessee is. The problem is, as I said in that last or a couple segments ago, there's the day where you have everything come together and the day where everything falls apart. You know it's coming. But overall, you got Georgia and Texas way up here. I did have Alabama higher above Tennessee, but what I'm seeing from Tennessee right now, you get Alabama at home, I'm feeling that that's more of a toss-up than I might have thought going into the season. And I don't know that I would really say anybody else on the schedule or in the league, if you played everybody, if you played round robin, I don't know if there's anybody else in the league where I'd say, oh, yeah, they're clearly better than Tennessee, other than just Georgia, Texas, maybe Alabama.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I totally agree. I think when you look at the other teams that are real contenders, like Texas is a real contender. Look at what the Longhorns did in
National
Michigan.
championship contender.
Yeah, but Tennessee doesn't have to deal with Texas unless it gets to Atlanta to play in the SEC title game. Ole Miss, I think, can be that, but Tennessee doesn't see Ole Miss. So Bama at home, and then Georgia's the favorite. Look at what that program is. But if Tennessee's defensive line, to go back to some of the conversation already on the show, if the defensive line and the defense overall can be for real along the way, then it's going to give Tennessee a chance against just about everybody. Again, we'll see with Georgia on the road, but Tennessee will have an advantage against most opponents, and that'll put the Vols in play. Like Oklahoma's going to be a real tough test on the road, but Oklahoma's probably trying to figure out more things early in the season than Tennessee appears to be.
They had struggled with Houston last night. Yeah.
Right. Well, the key part of that is when you add contender. Are they a contender? Well, contender, you're going to have two right away. Then you're going to have three or four others that fall into that contender category, right?
Yeah.
Sure, you're a contender to make it there, but remember, we've talked about this before, that getting to Atlanta is huge, but being able to just get in the playoffs, that, you get that first round bye if you win the SEC. But you could be a number 5 seed and host a game in Neyland Stadium in December, playoff game. That'd be awesome.
You look at going into the season, Tennessee was looked at as probably 6th or 7th in the SEC in most of these rankings and most of the polls you saw taken. If you had to do that today, would Tennessee still be 6th or 7th? Or would you, if we're doing stock up, stock down, and that would change every week. So if we're back here next week talking about something that's completely flipped, that's how football is. We take it as we see it. Oklahoma wouldn't be above Tennessee. In my book.
I think Ole Miss maybe.
Ole Miss maybe, Missouri maybe,
but
Alabama would be, and you got Georgia and Texas. But I think you've jumped Oklahoma. Have you jumped LSU? I think so.
Yes.
So, all right. So you've gone from 6th or 7th to 4th or 5th.
Right.
Yeah, right now, and some teams haven't had a chance to prove it. Tennessee against a quality opponent in NC State. We'll see how their season plays out. But Tennessee, I think I would feel more confident there than Missouri, which beat up on Tennessee last year, but last year's over, and we've talked about some of the changes this year. So Tennessee's had a chance to show that their stock should rise. So confidently, I would say Georgia and Texas. Texas going to Michigan, even with what they lost. That's a statement win. Bama still has the personnel, but again, head-to-head, Tennessee will have the home field opportunity. Everybody else, I think Tennessee has a strong case to be made against. Ole Miss has the personnel. Their tougher part of the schedule's in the second half of the season.
Jackson Dart did yesterday was complete his first 24 passes. So
we're seeing coaches, I think, also try to make some statements to committees for the future.
Yeah.
Like what Lane Kiffin's doing with Jackson Dart in that offense. Missouri in the final minute or so tacks on a touchdown against Buffalo last night.
Right.
So I think they're trying to show what they're capable of. Tennessee was able to do it, though, in a top 25 matchup on ABC.
But you look around the league so far, Alabama struggled with South Florida. Arkansas put up nearly 700. You're sitting there thinking, okay, this is going to be a step in the right direction. Then they turn the thing over 18 times and lose the game. Auburn losing at Cal. I thought Auburn was a team that could be ranked by the end of the year. Okay, I think I was wrong. Florida creamed by Miami last week, although the quarterback changed this week. Kentucky, awful at home against
Who
South
saw
Carolina.
that coming?
My goodness. And South Carolina would struggle with ODU, goes to Lexington and just strangles Kentucky.
Tennessee might beat Kentucky by however many points Josh Heupel wants to.
Yeah, you're favored by basically 10 at home at Kentucky, and you score 6 points.
And you look at Texas A&M, who you went into the season saying they got all kinds of talent. Okay, Notre Dame goes down and beat them. Well, it's no shame in losing to a top 5 Notre Dame. And then Notre Dame goes home and loses at South Bend to Northern Illinois.
Ouch.
I don't know that the SEC, it really looks like a haves and have-not league right now. Now, you'll have some upsets. That's what happens in this league, but it really looks like you've got this group and then this group, and there's not a lot in the middle at the moment. But and that's my view. We'll see. All right, when we come back, our VFLs debate what creates a bigger challenge for opposing coaches. You would think they're sitting there every week facing Tennessee. They're dreading how to stop that offense. Are they now sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, how do we kickstart our own offense against that defense? Come on back on the Sports Source.